away from the crowd. They want to just be on their own.
Right.
I work with a lot of these guys, and by the time you start talking to them, you will notice that they, as simple as our phone is, I can tell you that phones actually causes drug abuse. Because you have seen a lot of stuff online. When you go to your phone, you see stuff that is making you to feel less of yourself, that is making you to, then the next thing is, you are looking for a feel-good moment. Then the next thing is, you are going to some of these drugs. So the phone, what are the real root cause? Sincerely, for me, where I stand, I think is a problem of identity. Where people really don't...
We're going to get to the solution.
So I think, why I had to interject now is, I notice when we ask some of these guys, they tell you that, but it is legalized in so place. Like I told you, I said I read about it. It becomes abusive when it is not recommended by a doctor. And I don't think even in those countries, they recommend you to go and smoke it. They put it into the medicine that they give some cancer patients and all of that. They know, at least they know dosages that they are going to, and they put it's not, you know, when you smoke, you are not only taking the actual elements that is in it that get people out. There are other stuff that come with it, which are the other stuff that actually causes cancer. So we need to be careful not to now reduce it, try to glamorize it, like you rightly said the other time. We need to be careful.
When you were talking about Portugal legalizing it, you also decriminalize. You also didn't refer to those that had decriminalized and now have turned back.
Because
so when like Thailand had not turned that back.
Even in the US.
Quite a lot of this. And when you also you also point the example of use Portugal as an example. As at 2018, when the drug use survey in Nigeria, when that report came out, the population of Portugal was about 10 million. And the population of cannabis users in Nigeria, as at then, was 10.6 million. That's those age between 15 and 16. That's more than the whole country itself.
We have a larger nation of cannabis users.
So we have to be very careful when it comes to this issue.
Stay away from drugs, though. Well, I'm just doing devil's advocate.
Yeah, that's why. Because I see you are doing the devil's advocate. We have to
stay away from drugs. Because when you move around in Nigeria, you see a lot of, mad people around without clothes. Some of them are also a fallout of the pandemic we're talking about. Well, we'll return after this break. We're taking the conversation to the audience, and wherever you're watching from, would like to hear from you. Use the hashtag TVC Town Square, tag at TVC News NG, and at Nifemi Oguntoye. Stay with us, everyone. Don't go away.
Hey baby, did you get that dress at a discount? Because I want it 100% off.
Cute. Okay, Master Man.
Hey beautiful.
Hi.
Me, you, dinner in Dubai tonight. What do you say?
Good morning, everyone. It's a new day. Veronica, where are you at this time?
I am here. I'll see you in 5 minutes.
Hi, Olamide.
Hey guys. I'm just at the rooftop, keeping my finger on the pulse and my eye on the street.
And Toma, good morning. Hope you're up and ready for the show today.
Yeah, I just got to the office now. Have you contacted Abuja?
Hello guys, we are set and right on our way to the studio.
And the guest is standing by.
Hi, Ria.
I'm almost ready. Just let me get my glam for the show.
Good morning, Ibrahim. What about the dailies?
I just grabbed the papers. I'm on my way.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
Right. Nobody knows how the day will go, but every day starts with breakfast.
Start your day right here on TVC Breakfast every weekday from 7 a.m. only on TVC News.
Thanks for staying with us, everyone. You're watching the TVC Town Square 3.0. Our conversation is on war against drug abuse. We're joined by some students from the University of Lagos. Thank you so much for joining us. We also have officials of the NDLEA in the audience. Please put your hands together for yourselves. Quick one. By showing of hands, how many of you personally know someone that is battling addiction? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. The other question is, do you think Nigerian music influences drug use? Yes or no? Yes. Anybody who says no? Rashidat has a personal experience of drug abuse. Is it your own experience?
No.
Or somebody you know?
Somebody I know.
All right, please tell me in 1 minute.
All right, so it was our security.
The security person?
Yes, our security. So that morning, he was just laughing at everybody, and he's not a playful person, kind of. So we don't even know until we started hearing noise that he started breaking glasses and all of that. Not knowing he has taken some drugs and all of that, mixing up those things together. People started beating him, but yet he didn't feel the pain. Like, honestly, like they tore his body, like his skin. But I didn't feel the pain. So that was what this experience I had.
Some drugs make you feel like Superman until you die, right? All right, let's take questions for our panelists quickly. Your name and your question. Please go ahead.
Okay, good day, everybody. My name is Udo Akemini, student of Mass Communication, University of Lagos. And I have 3 questions. I'll keep them short and simple. 2 directed to the NDLEA boss and 1 to Madam Kadiri, if I'm not mistaken. So the first one is, we've seen the numbers, the record-breaking arrests and seizures, but should we count that as a success or a failure for prevention? Because we're not looking at the demand. Let's take a look at the demand and the supply. There's high supply, and then that's what you're copying, you're intercepting. But we looked at a way of intercepting the demand itself, like getting the demand to reduce. And then secondly, I don't know if the Honorable Shinopela is on here. I don't know how you have plans with nightlife proprietors such as like him to cope. For example, tonight is Valentine, and then you know what happened. So what are there plans today to prevent things like
drug abuse
as well as date rape that comes with drink spiking and consent violations? What are the plans? And then for Mrs. Kadiri, the question is for students that might actually be taking it for, they believe it aids them in their academic performance. What advice will you give them to actually let them realize that it's really not it that is being beneficial to them?
All right, fantastic question. Anybody here who has used drugs for exams before? Did it work? Don't be shy. Don't worry. The NDLEA will not arrest you today. Trust me, they will. Mr. Babafemi has given me his word that he won't arrest anybody, right? Any other question quickly before we go? Yes, your name.
My name is Jimo Zayat, and I'm a student of the University of Lagos. So I feel NDLEA, they only focus on some parts of the country, like the urban areas. Out of the rural areas, they are isolated.
Any other person with a question? All right, please go.
My name is Ibrahim Aisha Sano, and I'm from University of Lagos 100 level. My question is that how do we expect the young Nigerians to not use drugs? Like, how do we expect them to cope with depression and every other thing aside using drugs when there's unemployment, bad governance? I'm never saying bad governance. So I feel like that's just the way they want to like cope with it. How do you people want to like make them not take drug to deal with their situation?
Are you talking from experience?
No.
So you're saying that it's practically impossible because of the level of depression and economic situation of the country?
Yes.
I thought they said things are getting better. Anyways, any other question? Let's go. Yes, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Juanita Adebisi. So my question is to Mr. Babafemi. What is the NDLEA doing in terms of creating more rehabilitation centers? Because 30 centers across the nation, it's quite low. There should be more. And what are they doing in terms of seminars and educating people, even students, on the impact of drug use.
All right, let's take 2 more questions. Any question for Idika Basa? Yeah, please just go ahead with your question. Your name and your question.
Good day. My name is Susan from University of Lagos. This is to the NDLA person. Yeah,
You're in trouble.
this is about corruption and all. People get how would I put it, framed. Your car could get stopped. You could be in an Uber, and then people just stop you randomly to set your car, and they will drop something in your car. You had nothing there. This is a personal experience. Yes, I booked the ride, and they stopped me on the road. And there was nothing in my, I don't smoke. There was nothing in my car. All of a sudden, they're shouting that there's weed in my car. And I was like, there's no weed. I don't take. Eventually, we had to give them money for them. And it was a ridiculous amount of money.
How much did they give them?
I gave them we contributed about 450K. We were 4 in the car. 450K on the spot. And they told us that we should go. After we dropped it, after we gave them the money, they told us, okay, you can go.
You gave them 450K?
Yes.
Where did you get money from?
My savings.
Oh my.
Yes, they did not allow us go.
Which officials are you referring to? NDLEA?
I don't know, security, police, everybody. I don't know how to. They collected our money.
Better. I would have helped you, but unfortunately, you cannot pinpoint NDLA in this case. But I understand what you're saying.
Look at their uniform. They wear brown. Did you see them?
I think the uniform was green.
No NDLA officer would do that. I can assure you.
It was the police. Yes. How do we do the whole corruption thingy? Because they collected our savings. Thank you.
Fantastic questions. Please put your hands together for yourselves, everyone. All right, so we're going to get answers to the questions. I'm told that Honorable Shina Pella is online. He's the founder of Kelux, a former member of House of Representatives, and he works actively in the intersection of youth culture and what we now discuss as drug abuse. Honorable Pella, thank you for joining us on the program. Let me begin by asking you first if you acknowledge that nightclubs play a significant role in the issue of drug abuse, and how are founders and owners of these clubs reacting to this reality?
Thank you very much. Firstly, I apologize that I'm not able to be in studio personally today. There's actually, I think, a misconception between my media secretary and TVC. And he knows that I'm always passionate about anything that has to do with, the teeming youth of our great country. So definitely, it is something that he knows that I would definitely get my attention. But unfortunately, today happens to be the 80th birthday celebration of my stepfather. So the whole family is here. So I said to them that no matter what it takes, I would make sure that at least I spend some time to be able to, to exchange ideas on this, because this is actually a problem that I see that affects, the engine of Nigeria. Because when I say the engine of Nigeria, if you look at the population of the youth in Nigeria, we have at least about 56%, that is, possible to use to get addicted to drugs. And, between these, at least between the age of 18 and 35, is actually the company's workforce. So which becomes, the engine room of the country. And if they are swept away by drug abuse, then it means that the economy stalls, So whether we like it or not, I think it's a problem that we actually need to, pay so much attention, to. Yes, the entertainment industry in general is not just about, talking about in nightclubs. We talk about, the entertainment industry, because even now, if you look at, the entertainers, the kind of picture that they paint, with when, they are shooting music videos, when they make people to want to show that they arrived, they are there, showing all sorts of things, like maybe from smoking weeds and things like that. And this doesn't mean that we need to keep, to ban songs, but what we need to do is actually to create another dimension, for people to actually see that there are incentives, for people who actually represent, what is meant, the way that it's meant to be represented. Then looking at, the nightclub, like I'll talk from Quiloc's perspective. As I speak, I'll use this opportunity to commend, the good work of the commander of NDLA in Lagos, that's Abubakar Wali, because as we speak, the club and NDLA, they are going into having like an agreement, to see how we can be able to, curb drug use, in Lagos. So, and I know they've been going back and forth with the management, looking at, what is required for Quilox to do as a brand, and what is required for NDLA as well to do as a brand. Because if you look at Nigeria as it is now, I think even looking at, the legislative harm of the laws that surrounds, people using drug, we need to first of all separate these laws from a user to somebody that is peddling. A user of drugs is somebody that needs help. Somebody that is peddling is somebody that is making money from illicit business. So there are two different things. So, and I think that by now we need to even look at when they seize, the proceed, of all these, the proceeds of the funds that they seize or the properties that they seize from users. Do they just convert it to government revenue, or they should find a way to convert it to start building rehabilitation centers, to start building, ways to be able to help people out of this. So there are two, different things that I think that as the people that will work, and this is exactly, I'm just speaking from Quiloc's angle.
All right.
Because this is what Quilox should be doing with the NDLA.
Let's talk about nightclubs for a minute, Honorable Pella, if you can hear me, because you mentioned that there's a relationship between nightclubs and NDLEA. I'm wondering what nightclubs are without substances that we're talking about. Are you saying that you don't allow them in your nightclubs? And someone raised an important question here, that what are nightclub owners doing to enhance protection of people who patronize them on a Valentine's Day like this, the issue of date rapes and what?
Yeah. So now, don't get me wrong. Definitely nightclub is a major economy in Nigeria. But at the same time, we must know that it can also be used as a hub for distribution. So when I say that we have an agreement with NDLEA, it shows that first of all, we are creating a drug-free zone certification, which, that when you get to Quilox now, you can see on all the walls from entering, it tells you that say no to drug abuse. You'll be arrested if you're seen with drugs. If you are seen with drugs, you have a NDA certification. There's actually a poster that we got from the NDLEA that is posted around the club. So automatically it shows, to the customer that this is a drug-free zone, where, drug cannot be used.
I'm just a little bit curious. So you are not allowed to smoke cannabis in Quilox,
then,
right?
So outside this, outside there, when people, they tell you that you can't do it, but when they try to do it now, that is when the bouncers, tends to throw them out. So when they do that, the bouncers, it's not left for the bouncers, because this still goes to also training the bouncers as well. Because most of all these bouncers as well, you look at maybe somebody that is getting paid an average of maybe 100,000 naira, per month. And, there's somebody that is there smoking cannabis and gives the person $100. So that is, talking about the reality of what's happened.
All right. We're going to get back to Honorable Pella in the course of this conversation. Let me get answers to some of the questions that have been raised in the audience, and we're going to start with Mr. Babafemi. The first question was about the numbers of arrest and seizure and whether you consider it success or failure, considering that the demand is still high.
Yeah, thank you very much. Perfect question. I'll tell you definitely, like I did say in my introductory remarks, that then it's absolutely a success, not a failure, because primarily NDLA's work rests on two major pillars: drug supply reduction and drug demand reduction. In the area of drug supply reduction, that's where you see the arrest, the seizures, the prosecution, the convictions, the seizure of assets, all those kind of things. That's the figure. On that, I mean, the same statistics that Nifemi reeled out, you also see sensitization aimed at prevention. You also see treatment, those that are treated, rehabilitated, all of these things. So they go pari passu. We work we do the two together simultaneously. So that's for that. Definitely, it's all about. It's all aimed at preventing people from having access to these illicit substances. And those that are already in contact with these substances, we are also available to provide support for them. We're also available to treat them. That's that. Then the second question on whether NDLA is focusing on just urban area, what happens in the rural areas, that I can tell you that we are all over the country. We are virtually in every local government in the country today. We have commands in all the states. So we're not just working in the urban cities, in the urban centers, we're also working in the rural communities. That I can tell you. Because when it comes to providing support to people, we have our commands in those, we have what we call area commands in some of those areas. And in addition to that, we go into the forest, deep into forest, to destroy cannabis farms. Deep as in forest that will take our men, officers and men, to walk like 4, 5, 6 hours barefoot to be able to assess. So meaning that we walk in those places for us to get intelligence about the existence of such cannabis farms, or even what we call the clandestine laboratories, methamphetamine, the one popularly called Nkurumiri, because they know we are all over the cities combing, searching for this. Some of these people have moved into the hinterland, so we have to also follow them. They were destroying and dismantling a lot of these things down inside the rural communities. That I can tell you. And then there is the issue
dropping drugs in your.
Yes, how do we? Definitely, that's why I asked her. No NDLA officer. We are very professional. No NDLA officer would do that.
How many officers do you have?
The agency today, we have about just a little less than 15,000.
And you can vouch for all your 15,000.
No. What I'm saying is this: we are professional enough, and I also tell you one of the things. And we have mechanisms in place, systems in place to check our officers in the line of their operations and their duties. NDLA today is probably the first to be using body cam in our operations. Body cameras, we have that. We wear that in our operations. Thank you. That's to further affirm the integrity of what our officers are doing out there, because there is a record of everything they are doing.
All right. So, you know that our audience is limited, but you are watching live on TV. If you have any experience with NDLA officials you'd like to inform us with, tag at TVC News NG at Nifemi Oguntoye. Use the hashtag TVC Town Square, and so that we can quickly ask them now that they are here.
Yeah, there is one more last question.
Just a minute. Let's get back to Honorable Pella very quickly. There are some questions here for you from Facebook. Tuluwa Lasha is asking, how can celebrities and influencers better use their platforms to discourage substance abuse among Nigerian youths? The other person is Nuruddin Okeade, who's asking that from your experience working with young people, what role can private businesses and entertainment hubs play in preventing drug abuse? I think you mentioned that earlier, Honorable Pella, but you can add to all of that. Earlier on, before you joined this conversation, we were taking opinions about whether or not cannabis should be legalized in Nigeria. What's your thought on that? You might have to unmute your mic.
So,
all right.
Hello, yeah.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. Looking at, our country, Nigeria, is not with so much resources. If cannabis is going to be legalized in Nigeria, then it has to be regulated. In other countries where it is legalized, there are regulations, to how you can get it. I think you can get it from the pharmacy, and, there's a quantity to what you can get. It is not just looking at it as being legal. And, then people, Nigeria is just somewhere that if you legalize it, then, can cause confusion. So when we don't have the right structure to manage, the use of it, then we cannot be talking about legalizing it. But looking at how much revenue that can be generated as one of the resources, then definitely we have to talk about regulations. So it's not just something that can happen. I think it's something that if we are going to look at, there's going to be at least a proper time, like maybe a year, set up a committee, a proper system, that talks about, how definitely to be regulated, because regulations definitely will, will make us to achieve the aim of definitely legalizing it if it has to.
You see, as a businessman, you are thinking differently from every member of my panel. They all said no to legalizing it, but you are saying, you know what? Because of the money we'll make, let us regulate it, right?
What did you say?
I said as a businessman, you are thinking differently from my panelists. They all said no to the question of legalization, but you are saying we can make a lot of money from it. Let us regulate it and legalize it, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said. But I said if it's going to be, there's going to be with a lot of regulation. You can't just legalize without regulating it.
All right.
So that is where are you going to be getting it from? Like you have to be able to give, like a permit, to the certain pharmacies that they have, that have been selling this. It's not just because they legalized it, then you have one Sule somewhere that is just opening a place and is just trading in cannabis and saying that because it is legalized. There must be, it's like maybe the way you get it from prescription, from some pharmacy, and you drop your details and everything like that. So there should definitely, if you're going to legalize it, then it comes with regulations. That is what I mean.
Right. Kabasa is already shaking his head here in the studio. But quickly, Honorable, this person is asking... Shebi, you have not caught Kabasa smoking anywhere before at Kulux, Abi? Honorable.
Because
he said he has never smoked cannabis before.
In fact, if you ask, they know I don't club. I don't even club.
He wants to no. I do that.
He doesn't do that. All right. Please put your hands together for him. It's not easy. All of you that you are craving under pressure. Adi Kabasa has been working with Igbo smokers for decades. But he's a secondary smoker though. Because one way or the other, he must have smelt it. Yeah. All right, quickly, Honorable, before we let you go, what in your opinion is the biggest driver of drug abuse among young Nigerians? Is it unemployment? Is it peer pressure? And this is coming from Samson Isaac on Facebook.
Is that mine?
Yes.
So can you come again? What was the question, please?
He's asking what you think is the biggest driver of drug abuse amongst young Nigerians. Unemployment, peer pressure. What do you think it is?
The way that you're asking questions, I think because these are there are major problems as well. You understand what I'm saying? Because we have a country where the economy is bad. We have at least almost 40% of young people that are jobless. And what they say is an idle man is a devil's workshop. So definitely, unemployment definitely will play an important role. And at the same time, you have a population.
All right, the next time we're going to ensure that Honorable comes into the studio. Please put your hands together for him, please. For taking a break from the 80th birthday anniversary to still join us online. Doctor, I'm going to return to you shortly, so don't forget what you were about to say. While we're in school, I remember that we'll put our legs inside water so that we can read. We'll drink coffee. But they said there are now psychotic drugs. How do you react to that question?
Did that work for you? Did you do it? Let's go. Let me give you back.
Did I drink coffee or did I smoke?
Both of them. The water and then the taking coffee.
Let me just be clear now. I don't smoke it. Don't think that I'm an advocate. But I think I've tried coffee. It's just that when I drank it, I slept.
The reverse was the result.
So I stopped using it. Yes.
And truly, that is what happens. You just need to know what works for you. For some of us, I take coffee because of the aroma not because of it will make me. No. Sleep is my middle name. In fact, yesterday on Facebook, I asked a question to my community: do adults still experience siesta? Do we still sleep? Like it was something that I had to ask because I literally still sleep. Like I observe, even if it's 30 minutes to 20 minutes, I still do that. And people are like, no, there's very busy phone and all that. The truth is that drugs do not make you academically sound. It borrows your focus from the future.
That's focus.
Yeah.
That word focus.
It borrows your focus from the future. What drug does is that it will not help you to memorize. It reduces the consolidation of what you are trying to memorize. It will worsen your anxiety and depression. As you are now as a youth or young person, your brain will not stop developing till your mid-20s. That means 25, 26. So whatever you are doing now can affect your brain, which can be reversible or irreversible. So when you take some substances, because you do not know, nobody knows. We have the omnipotent God. People will say, I don't believe in God. Whatever you are worshiping, we all have that big spirit, that big thing that know that there's the spirit out there, right? Nobody knows what their destiny is going to be. Am I going to be the next president? Am I going to be the next House of Rep or whatever it is, or the next GOAT, greatest of all time, right? The best Afrobeat, whatever. And of course, your generation says, okay, the truth is that you have to understand that taking substances is not going to help. You have to look for alternative, healthy versions. And so your generation will say, okay, let's clock it. So I will tell you, clock in the alternative, healthier options.
All right.
You do not need to take substances.
And we are due for another break. When we return, we're going to explore more the alternatives. I know Adi Kabasa also has some thoughts to share in that regard, the policy of governments that need to change, and then you can also use the opportunity to answer the rest of the questions. We can also, we'll also like to hear from our viewers if you have ideas that you think government has to explore, and also members of the audience. Stay with us, everyone. Don't go away.
Hey baby, did you get that dress at a discount? Because I want it 100% off.
Cute. Okay, Master Man.
Hey, beautiful.
Hi.
Me, you, dinner in Dubai tonight. What do you say?
In a world where news never sleeps, we're taking a giant leap into the future. We at TVC Communications are proud to introduce a new era in news broadcasting. But first, let me introduce my special friend, Olamide AI.
Hi, Olamide Human. Is it time to come out yet?
Yes, indeed it is. And you can bring your friends along. Meet our new AI anchors, speaking your language and sharing your stories. From English,
good day. These are the news headlines.
To Pidgin.
Better country people, on a good evening.
Yoruba.
Ekaro, Ekudede Asikoyi, Shidadalabayi.
Igbo.
Ndewo, Auto Innovation. Ahambu Obada Samson Ejiro.
And Hausa.
Mutane na sanar da zuwa, suna na Raki Abdulkarim, kuma kana kallon TVC News.
We are bringing the news closer to you.
Faster, smarter, and always reliable.
And together, we are shaping the future of news for every Nigerian, everywhere. Innovation, connection, and trust. The future of news is here.
TVC News, first with breaking news. And now first in Nigeria with AI news anchors. We are now on the last lap of our special Town Square series on war against drug abuse. A big round of applause to everyone who has joined us. Thank you so much for following keenly. We're taking recommendations and solutions. I'll begin with the audience. We have Jadisola, right? You have 1 minute.
So we're talking about the music industry influencing people. I also wanted to point out the movie industry
Yeah.
having an hand in, influencing people, because they tend to normalize drug use. They tend to portray it as teenage exploration, particularly Hollywood.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Hollywood is not within our constituency. It's just that we are the one not watching Nollywood, where they will portray drug abuse as a sin against God, and they will show you get mad when you smoke, right?
Yeah.
A round of applause for Nollywood, ladies and gentlemen.
But the way they portray it.
All right, next person, please.
My name is Shalom, Adibale Shalom, from Department of English Language. So my opinion is that there's one thing about youth that when you say don't do this, you want to do it. There's that kind of feeling we have, like we just want to explore, adventurous spirit. So I'm thinking, what's your opinion about this? Because like me, I've been brought up by very strict parents, and now I'm in school. I want my freedom and everything. So what's your opinion about this?
Very important question.
About freedom, right?
Okay.
Freedom without borders.
It's Adio Michael, a student of petroleum and gas engineering. Well, looking at the rampant usage of drug abuse, my own suggestion is just that this thing actually starts from the mind. Yeah. So you can't just decide that you want to take it in a day. It starts from the mind, your conditions and everything. So to the drug law enforcement agency that are actually doing their rehabilitation to people, they should go back to the condition. They should go look at those people's lifestyle, portray what was the reason they actually meddle in drug affair. Then maybe there are some people that are also in that case. Maybe you can portray the lifestyle of them to of those drug addicts to them. So some people that are going on that wrong path, though they have similar situation as those, or that are falling short in the way of those that have actually been in that process, so they can learn from them. So there are some people that the experience of some people, the experience of some drug addicts are also some experience that some people are experiencing now. So it is better to counter it now using the experience they both
Thank
have.
you so much for your contribution. Anytime you need inspiration, just look at a mad person on the street. All right, let's go. Who's next?
My name is Favor Ilikura, and I'm from the Mass Communication Department.
Can you speak up a little, please?
I think we're being a bit hypocritical, because indirectly, no matter how you try, we can't get rid of drugs or cannabis. I think we are not thinking about the mental issues and state of mind of a lot of people. We are not thinking about people that have PTSD, people with depression, people with a lot of other issues that no one ever considers. So when they go through all of this, there is no rehab, there is nothing close to us. So they think, okay, this person feels like this is a better way for me to do with it, so they go ahead with drugs. I've met people, I've worked with people, and I feel like they are not understood, and they feel like taking drugs or taking things that feels like, oh my gosh, I'm like on top of the world and all of that, is what they would always go directly to. So even if you try to curb it, try to stop people that already have their minds on feeling like that is what's going to make them feel better, they will still get their hands on it, and there is nothing we can do about it. So I think people should focus basically on the mental health of other people and provide a lot of stabilities for them to feel better.
Thank you so much. She's talking about mental health and rehab capacity. Do you quickly want to respond to that?
To the what?
She's talking about mental health reality and our rehab capacity to attend to it as the reason why many people go for drugs.
What she's saying is our reality, our mental health challenges. If you see, as you are sitting down right now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just count the people sitting beside you. 1 out of every 5 persons rather will have a mental health issue in their lifetime.
Even though we don't like to acknowledge
Even
it.
if you don't want to acknowledge it, God forbid, God is in control. 1 as you are sitting, just the 5 of you right now, 1 out of you we have. It doesn't mean that you must. It just means that there's a possibility. Why? Because they have your genetic predisposition. That's why when you go to the hospital, they will ask you, any history of hypertension, diabetes, and all that. So, and there are so many other things: stressors, financial constraints, relationship issues. You've been served breakfast. Today is Valentine's Day now. Some people will not. They are just suffering from heartbreak and so many other things. So, yes, the mental health issue must be looked into. We cannot be blinded to that. And for the fact that we are dealing with youth and they are the future, you can't take it as a soft conversation anymore. It's in the, we should take it away from the corridors and bring it in the rooms. Let us have those hard conversations. What are we doing? What conversations are we having about it? What things are we putting in place in ensuring we support people? And this is where it has to come from. Before you meet somebody like Dr. May, who is a psychiatrist, who are the people in your circle of influence? Who are the trusted members that you can speak to? It doesn't have to be dad, mom, whatever. Who are those people? Who are the people that are your healthy support system? Don't just build a support system. Make sure it is healthy. So that when you are down that hole, they are pulling you up. And when you are up there, they are the ones clapping in for you.
I think we should clap for her as well. All right. We have to allow Honorable Pella to return to his party. So we're just going to ask you what you think must change as we speak to resolve this huge challenge that we're battling with as a country.
Thank you very much for protecting me, my brother. Thank you so much. I've been under so much pressure. They've been calling me here that I thought to give you a speech. And yes, I was just, discussing with the person a message that probably maybe we have to create some other time, to discuss, these ideas, because I believe this is actually an important topic, which definitely can either make us or mar us as a country. So, but from finding solutions to this problem, I want us to first of all focus on our thoughts. Our thinking must shift from criminalization to rehabilitation. That is the first important part. When people, we must be able to differentiate from the laws of the NDLEA as well, of the ones that affect, the drug users, from the drug traffickers. I think this is a very, very important part. So that, and also, for people to actually see that, the same way that you see, like maybe someone has a headache or something, is, they should, because a lot of people, even some parents, when they find out that, their child is becoming a drug user, instead of them, to be able to speak out, and they begin to come to hide these things. So we need to start giving it the way that we look at it as more like maybe it's like a sickness, that, requires some medical attention as well. And as I was speaking before as well, from all the monies, the assets that they seize from, drug traffickers, they convert these assets, to government revenue. I think by now they need to be using these assets to build rehabilitation center. They need to be using these, as resources for them to fund actually helping people out of, drug use.
Thank you so much for.
And there should also be incentive. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You can't wait to run away.
Absolutely. A round of applause again for Honorable Pella. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so I wanted to speak to that freedom issue because I know someone who told me that she lived for more than 35 years and she'd never had an experience of what a cigarette tastes like. And she went out one day and went to buy just a stick. She's not interested. She just wants to smoke it and say, in this lifetime,
I tasted it.
Let me know what it feels like. So how do you respond to that freedom challenge for every young person?
First, let us understand, by the way, shout out to the last the lady that spoke, because that really, she actually shared some of my sentiments. We need to understand that freedom without borders is going to become a problem. Because freedom is not really the ability for you to say there is nothing holding you. Freedom is actually your ability to choose what you are enslaved to. Your ability to choose that, yes, this one I am free with. the way we perceive freedom is my ability to just do anything and anyhow. No, that in itself is a choice, is also a decision that you make. Are you going, your freedom should be seen from, if I'm saying I can do, then I should also know that I should bear the brunt of the consequences of those decisions that I'm making. And, you know, I've been struggling with when I keep hearing rehabilitation center. It's good to have rehabilitation centers, but that is not the solution to this thing. I think she raised something that we need to pay attention to. We have a generation that even the most minute stuff gets them to be depressed.
Yep.
And this is no disrespect to that generation, because what that generation...
You don't want to mention the generation.
Me, I'm a Gen Z, so they understand. So the generation, which my generation, which is what I think my generation needs to know better is, this is the generation that they have too much information.
Yeah, technology.
They have technology, they have everything, which it's supposed to be a blessing, but we are also not realizing that it's becoming a curse. That is making them to see life not the way we, like me growing up now. If you say you are depressed, first thing they will slap you. Go and eat.
Slap the depression out of you.
They will slap the depression out of you. Go and eat. By the time you finish eating, you will get back. But these are, okay, I was in a class earlier today. I think I was speaking today. And I noticed the way a lecturer was actually speaking to their generation. By the way, I'm in a class with their generation as a student. I noticed the way the lecturer, a lady with a professor in front of her name, the way she was talking to them, I feel that she was too rude. The way she was addressing them, because their generation, the way they perceive things, are not the way my generation perceives it. And I'm saying, which I agree with Shinopela, that we cannot come from the angle of just saying you want to criminalize, you want to punish. I am saying let us go and nip why people are saying this as an alternative or a getaway from their problems. Guys, this thing is not going to resolve your problem. Rather, it's going to create a bigger one that you might, at the end of the day, in fact, it's like saying, they say you dance away your sorrow. You don't dance away your sorrow. When you are done dancing, you come back to it.
You come back to your sorrow.
So it's the same thing with this thing. By the time you say you start to use a coping mechanism, it starts gradually with let me just use it now. Before you know what, you now start relying on it. And let me tell you the way drugs works. It can work for you for a little while. Because what you have done, like what she said about that focus that you are supposed to use for like 20 years, it brings it to you in few hours. You have ginger, you have all of those things. By the time you get used to it, like antibiotics, then it doesn't really have any effect on you again. Then the next thing that I have an artist that I was having a conversation with that said he doesn't want to clock 40 in his life. And I said, I'm telling you, big artist. And I said, why? Why will you say you don't want to be up to 40? He said, Baba, with everything that I have taken inside my body, I will be a vegetable by the time I'm 40. So I'm saying that you have alternatives. Those alternatives doesn't even have to be anything. I spoke about identity the other time. I will nearly gloss over it. I am saying there is so much to you than you know. In fact, the level of your ignorance about yourself is bigger than whatever you know about yourself. If you understand this, you will know that a lot of decisions, some of these things that you think, because if you say, hey, government is bad, this one, I agree. Your generation is facing a lot, I agree. But you also ask yourself, that are people making it out of this particular... If you complain that, if I tell you the generation that I'm coming from, that somebody is studying computer science and he never saw computer, that the best they could see about a mouse is they draw it on the board. Do you understand? So I'm saying I'm coming from a very analog generation that we should have all the complaints in this world to do. But I'm not even saying that that should be your portion. No. But I'm saying you guys, we need to look beyond just looking for something to cope. Nobody becomes great by being comfortable. Because what we see in those drugs is it offers a temporal getaway from all of those things. And by the time you are done using it, you are coming back worse off. That was why I said you can't dance away your sorrow.
The problem you're running away from is still there.
It's going to be there, and you are adding more to it. Look at it from the place of your health. Yep. That health part of it, the fact the health is the reason why I did not smoke anything, not Igbo, not cigar or anything. The health was major. The alcohol, why did I, in fact, I would say religion helped me initially, but I had to look for more reasons. And let me give you the reason why I don't even take alcohol. I want to be in charge of my mind. Yep. I don't want anything to take charge, because as an Anglican boy, as a young boy, they gave us communion wine. They call us Levites. Choir boy, we finished taking communion. They now said we should go and keep wine. I didn't know that they normally mix it with water. Okay. I now took the raw one. Bro, that day I misbehaved. I was using car key that they are supposed to open car, trying to use it to open the door. Wow. So, you know, that was the point that I realized that this thing is, because we make it sound nice, we make it sound beautiful, we make it sound, you know, cliche, all of that. But behind all, what you see happening is beyond what is going on. Absolutely. What is going on is more serious, and I think that should help you. Stop looking at it whether it's legal, whether it is, look at it more as in, what does it have to do with me? How does it affect who I am? By the time you start seeing it from that, so you are not asking the why of it. I think that should be. A round of applause for Tabasa.
Mr. Babafemi, there is an angle I want us to quickly explore before you have your final remarks, and it has to do, you know, we have focused a lot about users, but there's also the dealer dimension to it. And I remember that it got to a point where you were arresting actors, you know, who were trying to transport some of these hard drugs abroad. What do you say to young people? Because I hear that it's very lucrative, and because of the economic condition that they have found themselves, what do you say to them as a deterrent not to explore that alternative?
Well, to our young people, we would rather say that crime does not in any way pay. Dealing in drugs or trafficking is a crime. And you know, he mentioned the consequence when you are taken to the court, that is between 15 and 25 years imprisonment. And now there is an amendment to the NDLA's Act ongoing at the moment. What some people see as a leeway for them, that is the option of fine, that is going to be out of it, meaning that you are in and you are in for it. There is no option of 5. And I'm sure you are aspiring to be somebody important tomorrow. You are aspiring to be a professor, to be a psychiatrist, a doctor, or even a governor. Your dream can only be achieved through hard work, through discipline. So stay focused and remain right on the right path. Don't ever succumb to pressure, or don't be deceived by those things you see out there. A lot of these things are just facades. They lead you to nowhere. So stay on the right path and avoid going into, being pressured into drug trafficking or being recruited by anybody as a mule under whatever guise of promise of lucrative benefits or whatever. Please, that's that.
Maybe subsequently, thank you so much. Maybe subsequently we'll bring somebody from the correctional centers to find out what really happens when people go to prison and return. And then, whether quality rehabilitation is actually happening there, or you go there and there you return differently. But
I still have somebody talking about rehabilitation. Yes, somebody asked a question about NDLA create. Okay, that 30 rehab centers. Absolutely, that's a far cry from what actually we need or what should be our reality. The agency at the moment we work with 30, but then we are grateful that the federal government has approved that the agency has additional 7. Which hopefully would be on board, additional 7 rehab facilities, which will be on board by before the end of this year. But beyond that, we're also working with state governments. Part of our recommendations to state government to have 1 rehab center in each senatorial district of each state, meaning that at least each state should be able to have 3. So that way we'll have we have sufficient, even though if you still look at the number of people that need help, because apart from rehab centers, the agency also has what we call, a call center. That call center, all the services, the experts you have in a physical rehab facility, they are available in our call center that you can access by calling our toll-free helpline, which is 0800 1020 3040. If you call that line, you have our counselors, clinical psychologists, psychotherapists, and psychiatric doctors. They work 24/7 at that center, and they attend to everybody, all of the people.
Can you repeat the phone number again?
The phone number again is 0800, that is 0800 1020 3040. 0800 10 20 30 40. If you call that line, it's toll free, you are not paying for it. The bill is on us, and it's 24/7. Any time of the day, all you need to do is call, seek for help. They are ready to provide.
Who is to call this number? The people dealing with?
No, those that need help, those that are struggling, or you have a friend who needs who you think need help, or you have a relation, anybody.
So
or
you can't pick them and take them to the rehab center?
No, we provide psychosocial support service, teletherapy for them, because they are, people can call from any part of the country. And another thing about the service is language friendly, language sensitive, meaning that if we cannot speak, that's for those in the rural areas, those that cannot speak English or Pidgin English, we can attend to them in any of the 3 major Nigerian languages outside Yoruba, Igbo.
Mr. Wafemi, these rehab centers, do you offer the services free?
No. For our own physical centers, yes, we don't charge as per the treatment, but you have basic needs. You feed, all of those things, you have to pay for that. And then medication for those that need medication, because we also bring in a consultant.
You have to pay for that.
Yeah, you have to pay for that.
And then how do you get people in? Do you bring them in, or people just come to the
No, they come. We have long list of people ready.
Right.
I'm telling you, they are all filled up every time.
We have to go, gentlemen and lady, but I'll give you 1 minute each for your final thoughts and comments. So maybe ladies first, right?
Yeah.
Let's begin with you.
Yeah, so this is a beautiful way, because everything in life has to start from advocacy, public awareness, and enlightenment. Because what you know, you can easily then say, okay, this is what I need to do.
That's right.
And we have a telemedicine platform called Harbody, HOWBODI. Harbody in Nigeria, know what it is. It's on Google Play Store, and it's on web-based. Download it and even check yourself. Because when we're talking about mental health, let's not take it like a side talk anymore. Download it and check whether you have anxiety, depression, even if you are dealing with substance. How far gone are you? Because at the end of the day, in as much as we want to talk about parenting, let's go back to intentional parenting. Let's create safe spaces for people to be able to speak up and speak out and get the help that they truly need. Please create a healthy support system.
More than 1 minute
and most importantly, follow your dreams.
All right.
It's very important.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for Dr. Wayne. Heidi Kabasa. So, you want to sing it in a song?
So I think we should pay more attention to our mental health. Yeah. We should know that when they say you should go and check your mental health, it doesn't mean you are mad.
Exactly.
Then the second one is our approach to advocacy needs to change. I think one of the young guys here mentioned that once you tell me not to do,
then I want
to do. So we need to go from the place of do or don't to why. Why something should not be. Because I think if we can focus more on that, then the criminalization or trying to punish people for these things, we need to reconsider it. You can criminalize and punish the people that are selling. But in terms of people that really need genuine health, that their mental health is calling for these things, we might need to find a way around it. Yeah.
Mr. Wafemi.
Okay, my own will be just taking off from where I did stop. That is the why. Now, the reason why you should not experiment with illicit substances is the fact that once you go in there, you only know when you go in, you may not be able to determine when you come out. It's not a walk in the park. So what works for you is to avoid total abstinence. Avoid it. Don't ever fall for peer pressure or anybody saying, let's experiment. There is nothing like experimentation. The moment you start the experimentation, then you want to do, and from there you want to go on, you want to add another one, and then you go in for it, and some people may never recover. So please, for the young people out there, let's avoid the idea of experimentation or going into substance abuse, because you may never recover from it. Thank you.
In short, don't travailler, right? Mr. Babafemi, Dr. May Adigabasa, thank you so much for bringing so much quality to this conversation. Once again, can we put our hands together for them? And a big thank you to our very vibrant audience. We have officials of the NDLEA and students from University of Lagos. Thank you for coming. It's Vows Day, everyone. It's important that you celebrate this specially with no illicit substance, no smoking, no pills. Try to, make today different. And that's a wrap, everyone, on the third edition of TVC Town Square. Our conversation today wasn't just about numbers. We unpacked culture, youth, and the realities behind the war against drug abuse. We have now challenged assumptions, confronted contradictions, and heard from those on the front lines, from policy to pop culture to mental health. Remember this, fighting the war isn't just about arrests or headlines. It's about brains, choices, environment, and accountability. Yours, mine, and all of us. Keep asking the hard questions. Keep the conversation alive on all of our social media platforms. Keep demanding change. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. See you again at the Town Square.
We're interrupting this program to bring you a live telecast. Our regular programs will continue shortly. Please stay tuned.
Thank you. Please be seated, Your Excellency. Our dear special guests of honor. May I have the privilege at this point of inviting to please join us here for the opening prayers, the Grand Kadi. I'd like that you please join me in welcoming the Grand Kadi very quickly for the prayers.
Mai girma alƙalai Kadi Sadiq Mukhtar Imam domin ya zo ya buɗe wannan taro da addu'a. A taƙaice, my lord.
Sallu ala Nabi al-Karim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin. عدد ما في علم الله صلاة دائمة بدامك الله. Ya Allah, as we embark on this year's fishing festival, may Allah make it peaceful, successful, and colorful. Ya Allah, provide for our president, Bola Tinubu, good health, long life. May Allah give him more wisdom in steering the affairs of this country. Ya Allah, give him everlasting victory. Ya Allah, the bond of relationship and the love that is between him and our governor, Nasir Idris, may Allah foster it. May